just having a bit of a depressive episode. But sometimes when you have tears, it kind of makes you feel a bit better to release some kind of emotions. And I've been in emotional a few times today, and I think it's a good thing. Yeah. So this is obviously today's men's mental health podcast, and yeah, coming in very raw today. A couple of days ago, I did a deep breathwork session, and I feel like the emotion's still coming up from that. People talk about moon cycle and stuff like that. I don't really know what that means. I'm not against it, I just don't really understand it. And a lot going on with alignment and stuff, if you're into that kind of thing, which is fair enough. But all I know is what I'm experiencing, my emotions. I think, I've started to come to terms with the fact that I do struggle somewhat with depression. And it's difficult. This felt like, I'm looking back, there's been moments in my life where even when I can think back to being a teenager, it was like it wouldn't last too long. Now it lasts a lot longer. And I think always when I was younger, what has kept me going, not that I'm old now, I'm still only 34, not 35 till January. What kept me going when I was younger was like this excitement of the future all the time. Like I had university to look forward to, then I had getting a career and still having a fun social life in my 20s to look forward to. And then kind of that advancement of career slightly in through my 20s. And then sort of when I got to around 30, things that I'd been fairly okay, but like even through the 20s and things like that, there'd be spells when I was really, really down, but I always put it down to the alcohol, which obviously is a depressant in itself. So that's never going to help feeling down, because I, went out every single weekend pretty much. But like in these like months when I've been sober, like even like last year when I was sober for 6 months, and sober now, it's like the depression doesn't go away. In fact, it's even more obvious because I'm not using like alcohol to numb it out, and I can feel it even more. And as a teenager, I was very good. I didn't really drink too much until I hit 18. So yeah, I guess coming to terms with the fact that it's there, but it's not who I am, is being really helpful because it starts to add a lot more compassion and love into myself. Because I'm a bit of an achiever and I have to take like so much action, but actually cutting back and being with myself has really helped. And being like, but then the balance of feeling into my true identity, who I am, of like who I know I am, a really powerful leader and like heart-driven leader in my core, who like can support and lead so many things and has done in like my career and business in the world. Like calling out that identity because I'm so sure of my potential, and what impact I can really make, but also learning that it's okay to be sad and sit with it sometimes, but the trick is not to live there constantly. Oof, it's exhausting, honestly. Adding on, not even to mention things like, being hurt almost 2 months ago now, which is still on my mind. Someone who's a good individual, beautiful individual, by the way, but just the way it went just hurt me. That, and then just this realization that when you quit the thing you've been holding on to for many years, like going out and drinking, kind of just makes all your reality realize that you are quite sad. But there's so much greatness in me, and there are days when I don't want to get out. A lot of days I don't want to get out of bed. And I was talking to someone earlier, and she was saying to me, try not to feel anything in this video. Oh, on a good note, I played rugby earlier and scored a try at my second game, so that's cool. But we lost like badly, so that's fun. I had a conversation with a great new friend I've made. Very successful woman, very successful business owner, high energy. And I always felt guilty for talking to her because I interviewed her on my podcast, and I know my abilities, even though there's a sadness and there is a block in terms of my own relationship with myself, even though I thought I had addressed that a while ago. There's clearly still a block. But I recognise my skills, and one of my skills is interviewing people on podcasts and creating podcasts. This men's mental health one is a new one that's building up, but my original one's done so well. And speaking to her and so many millionaires and all these people, they've got a different kind of energy. And I always felt like guilty for speaking to her, because I was like, I don't want not because I'm not worthy of speaking to someone like that, because I speak to all sorts of people. Like I'm good. I like my ability of people, like my ability to connect deeply with a woman probably is something I'm still working on, which I'm very open to, but it always seems to be a challenge. But people in general is I love all kinds of people. And we were speaking, so she helped me coach through something. We went to a podcast interview, and she was like asking me, like what percentage of the time would you say you feel in a dark place? And I was like 30 to 50%, which I realised is actually quite high. I thought it was quite normal. It is not normal. Thing that's got me now is I know I'm still young. Is the kind of the future. Like, I feel like I want to be a lot further ahead in life now, and I've done really well, but I'm not even after becoming a millionaire or anything like that. I mean, that'd be great, for more freedom, growth, all that kind of thing, but there's just some very simple things that I want in life, and I'm finding so many blocks, and I've invested so much in myself, and that's a little bit frustrating. The things I want, what are they? The ability to travel very regularly. Having a great relationship with a beautiful woman, whilst living my mission, doing things like this, maybe doing some more speaking and events. That one, like the third thing I said, I'm not so worried about, because I do it. I make these videos, I make lots of content. I feel like I am on mission. There's another level, but I'm not so gutted about that. But that's kind of impacting me. The comparison thing, it gets me a little bit. I never used to like compare myself. Like when you're in your 20s and people were like getting married, maybe having kids around your age, maybe a little bit older. I'd sort of be joking, not at them, just be like, oh yeah, we're just off for a lad's holiday or stuff like that. And I genuinely felt like I was happy in that moment. With my mates, I've got some older mates who they're single and they just travel. They do jobs as well, but yeah, like it didn't really bother me about seeing people that had families and or married and things like that. Now it kind of does impact me a lot more, and to think how much time and effort I put into that area, it's just hard, man. I know moaning about it's not going to help. It's just how I'm feeling. But essentially, what the underlying thing is in my general life is I'm unhappy, and I'm trying to figure out what that is, what the block is. I'm fortunately being Danny Morell's program. I've got a good network of people. I'm really focusing on like silence every day, meditation, wanting to be more of the being. But yeah. It can be quite scary to think, will I ever be happy? Will I ever get through some of this darkness, this depression that comes up? It's been there quite a lot of my life. Just a bit of a tough time at the moment. Emotions come and go. I'm doing a lot of the right things. I'll leave it there today.